This is going to be a quick intro to today's shoot. I'm out with my dog, enjoying this beautiful sunshine and this beautiful weather. But that's the kicker with this shoot. I know a lot of you have big modifiers, big reflectors, and you want to show them off that your strobe can compete with the sun. But I got to tell you, not always is that a great thing. Sometimes you want that natural look. For me, it's all the time. But learning how to use just a straight light in daylight just to fill in some shadows is a great thing. And it'll give you a natural look, the one that you're looking for. But today we're going to do that. We're going to use the Profoto A2. Now this, again, is the same thing as the AD100, but we're going to use it without a reflector. Now I had one with me, but it was windy, really windy day, and I didn't have a sandbag or an assistant to help me with this, so I just used the straight light, and I used it to fill in some shadows. That's it. I did stress the light out 2 times in 2 different locations, but it still worked, and it still did what it was supposed to do. Anyway, I'll go through the shoot. Enjoy the shoot. If you have any questions, leave them below as always.
So like I said before, this is just the A2 on a stand, no modifiers, nothing at all. I'm just using the straight A2. And again, the AD100 or whatever speed light you have is going to do basically the same thing. Dial it back. The biggest mistake that photographers make when using strobe outdoors is they always try to overpower the sun rather than enhancing. You got to, keep in mind that your sun is your key light. That is your main light. This is your fill. So dial it back. Don't try to make it seam, make it blend. We're pulling up shadows. That's it. I want that backlight. Without it, her face would be dark. Yes, you can pull some out with the dynamic range of the cameras today, but pulling it out that much, it's going to give you issues. It's going to degrade the image. So having a light like this, and remember, because it's not the main, it's just a fill, you can walk around this light all you want because it's not directional at all. You can see the shadow behind her, but you have to look for it. On her face, it just looks natural, and that's what I was going for. If you're using this kind of light as a main light with the sunshine, you have to be in the same direction as the sun all the time. Using it as a fill, it doesn't matter where that light is, because it's not shining enough to show a direction, and to give it direction. If you go take it up just a little bit more where it's showing direction, you should have it in the same direction as the sun. Otherwise, it's just going to look unnatural, no matter how hard you try. So for this, I throw the light wherever is convenient. I dial it back, and I just fill. The shadows are filled. It's doing its job. I'm letting the sun be in the main light, and the photos look natural. Now, for post, I did throw some vignetting in here. Some of it's a little too much. I'll dial it back for the, before I deliver to the client. But go out and practice with this, because, I don't know if you notice in the trees in some of these videos, they're really whipping because the wind was so heavy. Without an assistant and a very heavy sandbag, you'd be in trouble. You couldn't do it. So learning how to use this small run and gun kind of setup with just a light and a stand is invaluable for those times where you're stuck. Just always remember that. You don't always need an assistant, and you don't always need to overpower the sun. Now, a couple of the last ones here up on this little hill, it really stretched the light out. I mean, the light was struggling to meet the needs because when the sun came out and I put her in the shadow, it was kind of tough. But it was mostly an overcast sky, and it would just peek in between the clouds every once in a while, which gave me the perfect light, and it gave me that perfect sunshiny light at times. But here the sun was behind the clouds again. It was just starting to peek out, but it did finally come out, and that's when that light was stressed at its most. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the shoots. If you have any questions, let me know below, and thanks for watching as always.